I'm just kidding. You guys are not serious, huh? Speaking in African, well, that is just messed up. But I'm used to it, so don't worry about it. So normally I pinpoint people out of the crowd and ask them where I'm from, but I am not doing that today because people are crazy. So the other day I was like, where do you think I'm from? And people were like, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Ireland. I know, right? And this tall guy from the audience was like, Africa. And I was like, yes, I'm also from Earth. Oh, it got better. I was like, congratulations, Miss South Carolina of 2007 will be very proud. Because, you know, some people don't really have maps. Okay, so maybe I overreacted and I'm sorry if I did, but this is actually a huge problem. Most people conceptualize Africa as one big problem. And you notice I said Africa because people forget that Africa is a continent that consists of countries like Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and Egypt, and not just Africa. What? You don't think Egypt is in Africa? What the fudge? Well, I've got good news for you. It is. But while you're trying to figure out whether or not Egypt is in Africa, I just remembered something my pet lion emailed me. And yes, we have internet in Ghana. It said, according to Padavirius Maxwell 2009 article, A Call to Africa, Africa has always been assumed as one big problem, forgetting the fact that there are different countries in Africa with different levels of development. So today, we'll look at some causes, effects, and solutions to this huge problem. Okay, enough with American jokes, all right? Let's try a little Ghanaian humor. So, which doctor and monkey enter a bar and... I can't believe which doctor and monkey were talking crap about my causes. But there are two. First, assumed hegemony, and second, Hollywood hype. But first, people assume that all Africans are the same. It has been speculated that everyone in Africa does not speak English due to its numerous francophone countries. According to Yeye Akilimali's May 15, 2009 article, African Languages, people actually thought that all Africans spoke Swahili. Wrong. That is just like saying that all Asian people speak Chinese, all Mexican people speak Spanish, or all white people love Larry the Cable Guy. But it's not only language. It is also widely assumed that everyone in Africa has one cultural identity. Even in the wake of such tragedies as the Rwandan genocide, people think that we all have the same ethnicity and beliefs, when in fact, multiple ethnic groups are crammed into the same country, causing serious conflicts. But that's what happens when you let drunken French and British people carve up an entire continent. What's up, Elizabeth? She's drunk. Further, this assumed hegemony is caused by the fact that America is broken up into 50 distinct states that are largely all the same, well, with the exception of Texas, California, and Missouri, or as I like to call them, Garden State. And so it makes it hard for Americans to understand the individual needs of African nations. The long and short of it is that quit categorizing us Africans as one people, because really we're not. Also, we don't all know each other. Hey Yao, do you know Jeff? He's from Africa. He's black, he runs fast, and he also has a pet lion. I'm sorry, I don't know Jeff. Second, Angelina Jolie and other stupid people are creating Hollywood hype by only generating awareness and concern for the most dire situations, instead of helping other African countries that are on the verge of progressing to reach beyond third world status. I heard Madonna adopted a child from Malawi. I wonder if I could get Miley Cyrus to adopt me. Check this out. I could have a mom and a girlfriend. Oh no, best of both worlds. Moving on. According to News24.com, last access, December 29, 2009, more attention is given to countries like Sudan, Rwanda, and the Congo, countries that do not even have a corrupt government for the UN to pretend to threaten. However, more stable countries like Ghana and Nigeria could use some help. In their bid to obtain a higher level of development, these countries strive and push hard. I know, that's what she said. But seriously, whether that's what she said or not, We need to focus on both the less fortunate African countries and those that are capable of succeeding for a better Africa. Now, those causes were almost as tragic as when Scar killed Mufasa. But, like Simba's talking sidekicks, there are two effects. First, lack of cultural sensitivity in policy making. And second, we see no progress in African countries. But first, the American government lacks cultural sensitivity in policy making. This is as a result of the assumed hegemony discussed in causes, but this can be seen as a worldwide problem. Since Americans do not make decisions based on individuality, instead, they use generalizations and biased assumptions. According to the December 31st, 2009 article renamed the debate, Africans are now viewed as terrorists due to the recent Nigerian terrorist attack. Absurd. We should not blame Nigeria for that attack, let alone the whole of Africa. These generalizations and biased assumptions are not only dangerous, but also a waste of resources. We can't conjoin Iraq, Iran, and Afghanistan as one big problem, no more than we can solve the problems of Nigeria, Rwanda, and Mauritania with the same solutions. Also, I'm pretty sure you just found out that Mauritania is a country. And it's in Africa. Second, we see no progress in African countries. Countries with the potential of reaching their developed stage are not given as much attention. Obviously, the Americans do not see that way because once they render aid to underdeveloped countries in Africa, they automatically assume that they have been of help to all of Africa. Now, according to Alan Bossell, July 3rd, 2009 article, Corruption in Africa, corruption is actually getting worse in countries like Kenya and Tanzania. These countries are getting close to their developed stage, but since specific attention is not being given to them, things are getting worse and worse. But someone ought to solve this problem, right? I can solve this problem. I am an African robot from Ghana, West Africa. I was made by Yao like 2 seconds ago for transition purposes. Trust me, I can solve this problem. Okay, deal. Solutions. Thanks, robot. There are two. First, the need for cultural awareness. And second, specified aid should be given to more stable countries. But first, there is a need for cultural awareness. Obviously, Yao needs some help. Okay, so the other day I was hanging out with a couple of people, and all of a sudden this girl was like, "Hey, Yao, like, what language do you speak? Like, you speak Africa?" And I was like, no, I don't speak Africa. How about you? Do you speak Bagliscan? I thought that was hilarious. She really is a Bagliscan. Now, this is what you should do. Find out about international students wherever you are. See if any of them are from the continent of Africa. Get to know them. Ask them questions. I'm sure they have questions for you. Like, what's up with the Jersey Shore? Second, specified aid should be given to more stable countries. Countries like Ghana could use some help, since there's an absence of wars, coups, and less corruption. According to CNN.com, July 11, 2009, Barack Obama's recent visit to Ghana was very pleasing to them. Obama promised Ghana that America was going to be by their side and help them in all their endeavors. Now, in the event that Ghana is boosted to its optimum level, they'll be able to help other African countries get out of their plight using the same procedure. Thus, countries in Africa will begin to develop gradually. However, the September 2006 article, Global Help, states that Botswana has been declared one of the few stable countries in Africa with the help of the United Nations. According to BBC News, August 29, 2009, Botswana is presently free of corruption, has a good record in terms of human rights, and has also become the world's largest producer of diamonds. So today, we've looked at the causes, effects, and solutions to this Pan-African problem. And we have learned that if we are really going to affect change in Africa, we cannot treat it as one big problem. Now, you may not know this about me, but I'm not American. Okay, that was just too obvious. I was born in Ghana, but I've lived in America for several years now. By being in America does not mean I should be less fond of it. And this is a lesson we can all share.